Hello guys, this is Vinita Kumar and you're watching me on India.com and Bollywood Live. I am in conversation, I'm in pandemic conversations unfortunately, but with somebody who's absolutely talented, and I think talented is the only one that can define his capabilities perfectly. So let's welcome Tahir Raj Basir in today's interview. Welcome Tahir.
Hi, Vinita. Thank you so much for having me.
So how are you? Where are you and how is the pandemic treating you?
I am doing good given the circumstances. I am in Manali at the moment, and all of my friends, every time I say that, give me the same reaction as you did before we started the interview. They're like, wow, you're very lucky. But to everyone watching this, I want to assure you that all the same rules apply. There is still a lockdown. The shops over here open for just a few hours. Everything is shut. So the only advantage that I have is the weather, which is about 20 degrees over here compared to Delhi or Bombay.
Wow.
We were actually shooting over here for a Netflix series, and while we were shooting, the lockdown was announced in
Yeah.
Bombay and in Himachal, and so we decided that this is probably now where the universe is telling us we need to be during the lockdown.
Yeah. So Tahir, tell me, I mean, all of us are scared, but how are you? Like, do you wake up scared or are you hopeful? Like, are you in a position to plan your future? Like, like, do you think that when pandemic is over, this is what I'm going to do? And how has this whole time changed you?
In the beginning, about a month and a half ago, when I was scrolling through my news feed and I was scrolling through Instagram, and you would see the kind of statistics and the figures, and how much more severe compared to the first wave that this wave is, there was definitely anxiety. Like, you would feel it was hard not to feel sadness or to feel anxious when you hear of a family friend passing away, or a friend's relative who's in hospital.
Yeah.
But gradually, I think one gets, I wouldn't say used to it, but you start to accept the situation a little more, and you start to hold on to the small successes. And when I now read about how the BMC has been dealing with the cases in Bombay, and how they managed to control the second wave, or how people are coming forward on social media and connecting service providers to people who are in need. You look at the nicer parts of humanity and try and look at the positive side of things. You also asked about planning your future. I think one of the things that this lockdown and the previous year has taught, at least me, is that there is a limit to how much you can plan in the future. Earlier one would think about 6 months from now, I want to be shooting this film, I want to be making this much
Yeah.
money, or be traveling over here.
You could
But
think that.
it's a yeah, it's a real reality check now to say that it's so important to be grounded and grateful for the moment that you have.
Yeah.
Today, if you're healthy, if your immediate family is safe, then it's important just to be grateful for that, and just to take every week as it comes.
Yeah. So what is helping you specifically, Tahir? Like when it's, because you just mentioned it's far more restless than how it was last year. So while,
Yeah.
people were doing so many kind of thing to make them, occupied last year, I was helping, most of us came out better from that time. But, today this is far worse. So what is helping you?
Yeah. What has helped me for sure is that the first wave lockdown last year was almost like a rehearsal for this year. Last year, when we had to sit at home for 3 or 4 months, it was like, oh my God, what is my routine going to be? Now I have to wash my own dishes and do my own cleaning and do all of those things. But I think it humbled everyone, and we came out with a lot more respect for these smaller jobs. And
Right.
this year, while it is way more severe, we have our workflow in place. Like last year, I remember Zoom interviews were a new thing that we were all getting
Yeah.
used to. Working out at home was a new thing that we were all getting used to. But those things are in place, and one knows that the best thing you can do for your own mental health is to just be grateful, to remain active. Like, working out 3 or 4 days a week helps me. I encourage everyone who's watching this to try and do something that involves movement. If you can even just walk around in your house, do yoga, put on your favorite song and just dance for half an hour, you'll end up feeling a lot better at the end of the week. And those are things that keep me grounded. And also
Yeah.
have a conversation. If you live by yourself, and I was living by myself last year in Bombay, if you just do a video call with family, or you do a phone call with a friend,
Yeah.
talking to someone is something that always helps me.
Yeah. So okay, so Tahir, there's this discourse, about how the government should have done what the government should have done to fight the pandemic better. And hear me out. There are actors also who are quite vocal on social media, and I want to know from you that if are you the one who think that actors should step up and actually speak in the matters of national importance and actually use their power to influence people, or are you someone who think that an actor should just stick to their job and just act and not just not speak out?
I'm someone who definitely believes, yeah. So I'm someone who believes that the word celebrity means that you are celebrated, which means that society looks up to you. And when you've worked a few years like I have, you have a certain influence on social media. And that is where the term influencer comes from. And of course, in normal times, we use our influence to put up selfies and travel pictures and to promote things that we're doing. But what good is celebrity and influence if you can't help out the people who make you who you are? And
Yeah.
that is where I come from. And so when I see a platform that is helping with oxygen refills or helping patients get beds or providing mental health facilities, the first thing that I try and do is to write to them to say that, look, this is me, this is my platform. If you have any important messaging to put out, please let me know and I will amplify it. And no questions asked. And so I feel the need of the hour. Of course, one can at a later stage assess what more needed to have been done and who didn't do their job. But right now, if all of us in our little way can just help contribute to, if nothing else, just spread positivity. There is so much gloom and so much sadness around. Just to say that, better days are coming. You need to get through this and just
Yeah.
register on the COVID website. Try and find a slot. If you find one, you're very lucky. Please go out there and get your vaccine as soon as possible, because in the fight against COVID, that is our only weapon at this point.
Yeah. So Tahir, what is your message to people who are still dicey about getting vaccinated, who are still thinking that, who are still taking that time to just be sure about getting vaccinated? What would you want to tell them?
My simple message to them would be that the danger that you and your family will face if you do not get the vaccine are far, far greater than whatever doubt you have in your mind at the moment. So please register on the CoWIN website and get a vaccine. Get the first vaccine, then wait it out for the 12 months and get 12 weeks and get the second vaccine, because it will not only make you safer, but sooner or later, it's going to be a rule where if you want to travel, you're going to need the vaccine. If you want to get back to working in offices or on film sets, you will need it. So it's going to be mandatory sooner or later to have it in some form or the other.
Yeah. Okay. So Tahir, let's talk about you now. You belong
Okay.
to you belong to the family of, say, such decorative people, like your father has been in Air Force, your brother is there. um didn't you ever stop and ask yourself, like, if entering the film industry was the right step for yourself? Like, did you question yourself somewhere down the line?
Um, Thank you, first of all, for mentioning my family. So my grandfather and my father were both fighter pilots in the Air Force. My brother is an aviator as well.
Wow.
I'm someone who has always done things a little differently, a little out of the box. I think I just enjoyed being a rebellious child. And I started off acting while I was finishing school. That's when I went to my first few acting classes, and I realized that it is something that I had an aptitude for, where if I put in the correct effort, that I would be able to do well. And it wasn't like at that stage, at 15 years old, I
Tahir,
decided
I'm
this is
sorry
what I
I'm
want.
interrupting you, but you were that
No,
thoughtful as a child as well. When you were a child,
I
you you were that
um
thoughtful.
I'll tell you what, like, so I was a very average student in school. I would say I was a backbencher. I was like into sports and extracurricular. So no teacher had ever told me, hey, you're very good. And that the first time someone told me that was my acting coach. And when a teacher at that young age tells you कि मतलब तुम अच्छा कर रहे हो, तो तुम
Yeah.
अगर इस पे ध्यान दो तो तुम और अच्छा कर सकते हो, that's a very big compliment. And my acting coach was Barry John, who had taught Shah Rukh Khan, and he had worked with Nasruddin Shah and Manoj Bajpayee. So I took those words very seriously. And I mean, it wasn't instantly. I went to college after that. मैंने खूब मस्ती भी करी है. ऐसा नहीं है कि मैं मतलब तभी decide कर लिया कि मैं यही करूंगा.
Yeah.
But yeah, so and when I was in my early 20s, I told my family that this is what I want to be doing. And they were obviously, like any family who doesn't come from films would be, they were very anxious. मतलब पागल ही लगता है अगर कोई लड़का बोलता है कि मैं बॉम्बे जाके एक्टिंग करूंगा. So
Yeah.
their only thing was like, whatever you're doing now, you have to give it your 100%. Like, don't go there, try, give up, and come back. If you're doing it, commit to it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
for that, I then applied to different colleges, and I went to Australia to study film and acting for a year and a half. And मतलब वो, that's the kind of family I came from, to say that पढ़ाई करके अच्छा होगा. फिर बॉम्बे में आके पता लगता है कि यहाँ पर तो people come from different backgrounds. Like, it's not
Yeah.
necessary that you have studied. But I really feel like an education will never go waste. Like, even if it is just how you talk in an interview, or how you interact with a director or a producer, or your choice of scripts, it
Yeah.
influences you some way or the other.
Mhm.
And that's how I started, and I came to Bombay. And I honestly, I never came with a plan B. कुछ दूसरा option था ही नहीं.
Okay.
So I think when you come with that level of
Assurance.
it's almost assurance is a very polite word. Delusional is a better word. कि मतलब this and nothing else. I will come, और मैं धर्मा या यशराज की एक फिल्म करूंगा, और उसके बाद मैं एक्टिंग करके हीरो बनूंगा. was the dream.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So there was this very interesting thing that you just mentioned, Tahir, that education just never go waste, and you said yourself that it helps you in the kind of way you choose your projects, and or you talk to people in the industry. I want to know, has it helped you in that sense? Because I see that you have been associated with movies, say Mardani for that matter. It's such a profound film, and even say later Chichore that you did, it was again a very important film to do. So has your background, be it family or your educational background, somewhere influenced you to make these choices?
Yes, definitely. I think that's a great question. When you're an actor now, there's no, I don't think you can ever go to any one workshop or class that teaches you acting. It's one of those arts that you are constantly living it 24/7, and everything that you experience in life, whether it is your upbringing or your education, or even if you just go for a holiday or something as basic as last year's lockdown where you spend time at home, it influences your mindset in some way or the other, which will show up on screen in the characters that you play. And like I mentioned earlier, my dream of coming and signing a Yashraj project or a Dharma project, Mardani was a Yashraj project, but it was very different from the kind of Yashraj projects that I had grown up watching. But how do I communicate my acting through that part and still make it convincing, yet make him not the stereotypical bad guy, was the challenge. And I was very fortunate that the producers and the director was aligned with that vision, and they were very committed ki we want to make him look like the boy next door. He needs to be cool, and what needs to be bad about him is what he does, not how he speaks or how he looks.
Yeah, how he looks.
And so it was very so it was very unusual and clutter breaking, and I was very fortunate for that to be a debut film. Chichore, again, I am super grateful to be a part of, because very few films hit that benchmark of getting critical acclaim and getting box office success at the same time. And with a Nitesh Tiwari who had just done Dangal, to be sitting with him on a set for a year, it was just a great, like, super learning experience. For me, I would see it as a big turning point, because the audience and producers in Bombay started to see me very differently after Derek in Chichore.
Just take us inside what happens when, say, YRF takes over an artist. When YRF just tries to nurture a talent, what happens there?
It's as a newcomer, it took me 3 years before I got Mardani, and without any agency or any management. And the hardest thing when you're in Bombay and just starting off is navigating choices. What is a good script? What are good producers? Which ones are the better casting directors? And so when YRF decides to sign you on, it's the biggest compliment that you can get, because they've got, I think, about 10 actors, only the actors who have debuted with them or who have done films with them. And so just to be in a room of an agency, and you see Ranveer and Ayushman and Arjun and Anushka and Pariniti and all of these people who have carved out their own space in Bollywood as this decade's new talent is very motivating and uplifting. It then forces you as an actor to up your own game and make sure that every part that you do consecutively is better than the previous one, and it helps you to have the administrative backing to navigate what Bombay can be like sometimes.
Yeah. Okay. That's such a beautifully put answer, Tahir.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
So
Thank you.
you tell me this now. Is the family okay now with your profession? Are they happy? Are they proud? How are they feeling with your choices and
Yeah,
how
they
you
are.
are?
They are super proud now. My mom very open, like will stop perfect strangers on the street and say मेरी बेटी की film अभी अगले हफ्ते आने वाली है. I remember during Chichore she had come to Bombay,
Yeah.
and we were sitting in a restaurant in the days when we could go to restaurants, and there was a perfect stranger and she started talking to them and she was like, oh, my son's film is coming out next week. So she is my family is my biggest critic and my biggest supporter at the same time, and it's important to have that balance.
So thank you so very
Yeah,
much for
thank
talking
you.
to me, and all the best. Stay safe.
Thank you. You too. Thank you.
Thank you.